What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about meme coins today. Yes, we're going to talk about a couple of meme coins. One that I'm very excited for, a couple that I think are exciting even, um, but one that I'm especially excited for, which is the Bitcoin Bull TBB. We'll get into that in a second, but I really want to go over kind of what you're looking for in this meme coin game. Now, it's not that simple. Everything that I'm going to say here is a general idea. It's a good rule of thumb, I think, to hold, but there's times that things will go against the grain that I'm laying out here that work out. There's times that things will go exactly with the grain that I'm laying out here and it won't work out. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's ideal. If everybody knew how to find the next meme coin gem, everybody would be rich. But there are some signals. There are some signals. Okay, so just pay attention. That's the idea of this video. So hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, the meme coins here that we're looking at are not really any in particular. Well, there's some that are in particular, but we'll go over that. Ansem is the first one that we'll look at here, right? The Black Bull. You notice that it's at a $338 million market cap. Look at the volume, right? We're going to look at market cap and volume first. $338 million market cap. The volume here is 8.6 million. Okay, it's not this. It's not like bro the cat 84,000 with a 213,000 volume. Whenever you see more volume, or you're getting to, like, let's say 70% or more volume. I mean, 50% or more can even be concerning. You don't want to see large amounts of volume in respect to the market cap, because that typically means that all the early buyers, everybody's sold out, that there's a lot of selling that's going on. You don't see larger volume than the market cap, and that's because there's so much buying. That doesn't make sense. Imagine something was worth $81,000 and $213,000 came in to buy. It wouldn't be at $81,000 anymore. It'd be up. It'd be up more than 230. You know what I mean? It would be up more. So you want to look for the volume, and you go through and you'll see this volume here for, like, everything that you're looking at is pretty tremendous. I mean, 43 million to 93 million. It's not as bad, but it's still a lot. And look at how much you've dropped over the past 24 hours. You get to these higher levels of volume. It's typically, let me say that again. When you get to these higher levels of volume to market cap ratio, volume to market cap ratio, when you get to those higher ratios, that's typically not a good thing. Sometimes it is. Again, sometimes we go against the grain. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes it's not. Cup C, this one was really popular yesterday. 8.6 million, 5.8 million, and that's really high. That's a really high volume to market cap ratio. However, you're still up 47%. Okay, sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. But I want to go through this and just say that typically what most people do is they'll go on Deck Screener. They'll look at the top 100 coins, and then they'll look at these percentage growths. They'll look at the chart. They'll try and see if it gets in early. They'll do the last 5 minutes, the last 6 hours. They try to get the newest coin, whatever. And that's more like rolling the dice. That's really like putting it all on black or worse, with worse odds. Like, you'd have better odds going and putting your money on a roulette table. The top 100 typically are gotcha, grab ya coins, or like Ansem. They're very popular coins that you can still see growth with. I believe, Ansem here at 337 million, I believe you've got 3x potential. If not more. It could be worth multiple billions of dollars, genuinely. Sounds crazy? It is crazy. This is crypto. Crazy shit happens. Crazy things happen. I'm sorry. I try not to curse. Told my wife I would be better about that. Because what if there's kids watching this? I want to be respectful to the parents out there. I'm sorry, parents. I will try to be better. I'm really trying to not curse. I like to curse. I have fun with it. It's how I talk. I try not to on this. I really try not to, and I'm going to be better about it. I promise going forward. Anyways, $337 million. This thing's got 3x or more potential. I really do think it could see something above $1 billion market cap. But again, on the top 100, you either have complete rolls of the dice, or you have these large market cap coins where you're not going to get 100x. You're not, I don't think this thing's going to 100x from here. I don't think we're going to see a $33 billion market cap. Maybe. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be pretty damn cool, actually. But, you're typically not going to see that in this top 100. What you're going to see are coins that are money grab projects, typically, or that have seen the peak of their pump already come into existence. You get into the top 200, and there's some coins in here that are worth looking at, but not all of them. Again, I would say not financial advice, not the financial advisor here, but if you are looking for coins that could be potentially good meme plays, you're more likely to find them in the top 200 to 300 coins. Now, that doesn't mean that every coin in the top 200, 300 is worth investing in. In fact, most of them are probably going to take your money as well. But, if we're scrolling through here, let's just see. Because we've had some winners, man. And for at least for a time. And the winners, they're typically not in the top 100 until they start getting into larger market caps or until people boost them, right? But let's just see. Where's TBB? Wasn't it in this? I'm trying to see if I'm just scrolling through it. I don't see it. I'm a pretty good skimmer whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. Went through it 3 times. I don't see it. I'm surprised that it's not here in this top 200, but that's okay. Again, the point being that sometimes you have to go to the top 300. Sometimes. Where are we at? And sometimes even past that. I don't see. There it is, right there. TBB, yeah. So here you are. Here you are. And again, the market cap here is about 4.3 million. The volume is 610K. Okay. Oh, sorry. 600K. There you go. Right? That is a little bit over 10%. That's more desirable. And not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Let's see if we can find another one. Oh, look, we've got another Bitcoin bull. Is this the same? Good. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Wait. Oh, no, it just got moved down. Okay. My bad. Got moved down the rankings. If we're looking down here, let's see. I'm looking for something with a good volume to market cap ratio. Okay, Cross. 35 million. That might not be a meme coin. That actually might be a project. Let's try and find like a meme coin. I don't know. Fist coin. There you go. That sounds like a meme coin. 56.5 million, 56K. Yeah, but that's too low. We would want like 500,000. You want to get around that 10% market cap to volume ratio. It can be 5%, it can be 15%, it can even be 25%, but you want to, 10% at least is a desirable level. 8.5. Let's see. And sometimes there's just duds. Sometimes you don't have one. The little guy. 968,000. Nope, not the one you want. 520. Okay, 84K. There we go. 520K. 84,000 in volume. Okay, that seems somewhat appropriate. Bull. Okay. And I'm not saying that I would buy this coin. I'm not saying that I am buying this coin, but just as an example, I would bet this chart doesn't look like dog shit. Let's see. Well, I was wrong. It looks like dog shit. I did it again. Dang it! I'm sorry. It looks bad. Is what I'm trying to say. And this is where you have to use your eyes too, not just the volume, but you have to look at the chart and see what's going on. I mean, overall you saw some growth, but you've declined a lot. I don't know. I think it came and went for a time. These kind of coins, you know how it goes. Whenever it dumps like this, it sells off. But TBB, for example, the Bitcoin bull, has $600,000 in volume with $4.3 million market cap. Again, that's just over 10%. That's actually very desirable. And now we're going to get into the TA of TBB. I think I'm done explaining kind of how I look for meme coins. And then it's actually, let me explain a little bit more on that note, because it's more than just this, right? This is like the technical data that you're going over. Then the next step is to look into the community, is to look who backs the coin, is to look who's a part of it. And oh goodness, it's actually very important. Let me see, hold on. This is something that's very important too. The liquidity has to be locked. It has to. It has to. This is not negotiable. It has to, okay? Maybe, if it's not locked, maybe you will not get rug pulled. But most likely you will, okay? Because what happens is, guys, when the liquidity is not locked, you have these people, these small-time influencers or small money meme creators, they're looking to get rich. And rich for them is 100K. Rich for them is $5 million, okay? That is a drop of a drop in the bucket of crypto. They will rug pull your butts. See, I didn't do it there. They will rug pull your butts, your little tiny butts or your big butts. They're going to rug pull you if that liquidity is not locked. It needs to be locked. It needs to. I will not touch a meme coin. I will not touch a thing unless I know more about the project and I really trust the individuals involved, maybe they just haven't locked the liquidity yet and it's brand new, whatever. Okay. Like I'm pretty sure KTA, whenever it came out, the liquidity wasn't locked, but we understood it to be something that was worth investing into, right? Because it was like backed by a former Google CEO, whatever. Not that that can't rug pull too, but whenever you have big money backing a project, they're not going to rug pull on you for $2 to $5 million, right? You have your classic degen in crypto; they will rug pull on you for $500,000 or less. You don't want to put your money in something like that. So the fact that the liquidity is locked, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, that's at least somewhat appealing here. I don't like the chart. I think this thing's destined to go down, but I could be wrong. This thing could pump. It's down a lot right now. Maybe it pumps. Maybe it does. Not to take away from it, but anytime you're doing your little search, again, you look for the volume to market cap ratio. You look at the chart, see if it seems bullish or not to you, and then you look at the community, but you also look at the liquidity. Is it locked or is it not? If it's not, I don't touch it, man. I don't touch it. I have to have a pretty wild feeling to throw money at something that doesn't have the liquidity locked. It needs to be locked. And ideally, you want that liquidity to be, if it's a lower cap project, you want it to be closer to 10%. Something above 5% is desirable. It depends, as the market cap continues to grow, the way the liquidity locking mechanism works on pumped up fund and most things here. If your market cap's growing at an unprecedented rate, if you're growing really fast, that liquidity to market cap ratio will lower, because that liquidity pool, it grows as there's transactions being done. To my understanding, that's what happens. So the more transactions being done over time, that liquidity pool grows because a fee from that transaction is being put into the liquidity pool. But if you're seeing exponential growth in a short amount of time, you're not seeing a whole lot of transactions being done. You're just getting one transaction that's a big buy, another transaction that's a big buy. It's not a whole lot of buying and selling over time. It's not a lot of consolidation. It's just exponential growth. That liquidity pool will shrink relative, its ratio will shrink relative to the market cap. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's normal. I think Bitcoin's liquidity, let's just see here. Or even the volume. The liquidity is probably more, but like volume, 27 billion on a $1.25 trillion market cap. I mean, that's not necessarily desirable volume, and I'm sure there's not really desirable liquidity percentage-wise backing that up either. But when you have these larger market caps, when it's a smaller market cap, you want higher liquidity. When it's a larger market cap, I mean, most of us aren't trading with 10% of $1 trillion, right? That's probably not. And even if you are, you're not trying to get in and out all in one day. That takes time to get in and out. I digress. I hope I make my point. But anyways, let's talk about TBB. I know that's what a lot of people want from this video. You just want me to talk about TBB, tell you it's going to go up, it's going to pump. I don't need to tell you, right? The chart's telling you that. You can see it for yourself. Go home. Bye-bye. No, we're going to talk about it, though. And maybe I'll put like a ticker, a timestamp or something, so that you can just skip ahead to this part if you don't want to go through my little meme coin tutorial there. But that's how I look at coins. That's how I look at meme coins. If it doesn't meet any of that criteria, there's probably more to it than that, right? And whenever I say look into the community, I don't just mean go on X and see if people are super excited. Don't just do that. Look at who's backing the project. Who are they? If it's like a group of medium to larger influencers, that can be good. Look and see if they've done any projects before that have rug pulled or anything like that. Just because a project's failed doesn't mean that the next one can't succeed. But if they've rug pulled, that's a bit different. That they will rug pull on their community when they catch wind. If they don't rug pull and the coin just goes down over time, it's different. It's different, okay? And oftentimes even, people will create a project and it gets rug pulled, not because the creators pull it, but because there's early round snipers that pull it, and then it never gains traction afterwards. It depends, right? It's more complicated than I'm making it out to be, but at least with these simple monikers, you should at least hopefully have some more success, right? Get outside of the top 100. That's important. Get outside of the top 100, because those are just money grabs for the most part, or projects that are so far along that they're not going to produce you any kind of solid gains like Ansem. I mean, Ansem, a 3x move, guys, is pretty solid gains. Let's be real. We're spoiled here in crypto, but you get what I'm saying. When I say solid gains, I mean 10x, 100x, multi 100x. The people that turn $100 into $1,000,000. You don't see those coins in the top 100 until they've already pumped. And also, I mean, to get 1,000x, you got to be lucky. I mean, you got to be lucky or like truly have some special insight powers. Anyways, TBB, we're getting to the TA. I promise you. I just like to tease. Okay, here we are. You look at it here. First and foremost, this chart is super bullish. Super bullish. Liquidity's locked. Okay. Liquidity's locked. I think that's what 169,000 to 4.3 million. If it was 400,000, that would be 10%. So we're closer to what? Like, is that right? Are we like closer to 2%? Is that right? Is that right? 106. Let me see. Hold on. 169,000 divided by 4.3. Sure. Yeah, 4.3. 0.3. Actually, I'll just do this. 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. There we go. Right? Yeah. Okay, it's like 4%. Okay, that's better. That's better. Even if it was 2%, that's fine. But 4% is better. It was at 8% whenever we were down here. It was at 8%. But again, when you get this growth that happens quickly, the transaction fees that contribute to the liquidity pool. Again, I'm not 100% sure. You can look into it yourself. Ask Grok, ask your AI agent, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that the transaction fees are what contribute to the liquidity pool. Or the maker, the owner themselves, has to send tokens there to burn effectively because this liquidity pool is locked, so it burns. Low liquidity can also have a benefit because then when people buy, it's got a higher likelihood of sending that price up higher as well, right? If you had higher liquidity, that like a $10,000 buy order here would pump the price up 10%. If you have lower liquidity, if you have higher liquidity, that same $10,000 wouldn't pump the price up as much. On the bright side, if you sell though, you're not pushing the price down as much either. Anyways, getting away from that stuff. Liquidity's locked. Liquidity's locked. Market cap to volume ratio, market cap to liquidity ratio is good. And the chart, most importantly, is good. And then even more important than that, the person who's backing this coin, Jason Williams, is awesome. We got a good figurehead, a good leader of the community in this project here, right? Like Ansem, Jason is a crypto personality. He's a Bitcoin personality. He's an early adopter of Bitcoin, smart individual, and he's also trustworthy. And I don't know the guy personally, right? To say somebody's trustworthy without knowing them, that can be a bit ignorant, and I just want to explain my point of view. The reason why I say he's trustworthy is because I've been following him on X for a few years, at least for a couple of years. I think a few years, maybe more. I don't know how long it's been, but whenever I see him talk about things, whenever I see him post about things, you can just tell. You can whenever you follow somebody on X long enough, you can tell whenever they're scammers, whenever they're cheats, whenever they're using their community for money. That's not this guy. He's not using his community for money. He might try to make money in it on his platforms or whatever he's doing, like by whatever means, but it's not like siphoning money from his community. We know those guys. We know those guys, man. There's plenty of those guys in crypto. There's plenty of those guys on YouTube, man. There are. Shout out to Carl from the Moon, Da Vinci Jeremy. Shout out to CryptoLark, Altcoin Daily, BitBoy, whenever BitBoy is around now. What is it? Whatever that channel is. Those guys siphon off Crypto Rand. They siphon off money from their communities. And I respect and I actually enjoy the content from a lot of those guys. I could even see myself being friends with these guys. I don't think they're bad guys. I really don't think that a lot of these people are bad guys, but that's just a standard. It's a standard that's in the crypto community. I promote a project that I'm being paid to promote. I make a video, I talk about it, price goes up, and then I sell the coins that the project gave to me. Literally siphoning off their community. And it's not that these guys are bad. It's that they were integrated into the crypto market at a time when this kind of stuff was acceptable. And I like a lot of these guys, man. Ivan on Tech, even, I would imagine he's probably, and I like Ivan on Tech a lot. I would imagine, I'm pretty sure he has received coins to talk about projects before. Most of the project he talks about, he's doing it for his own research, but I wouldn't be surprised even if he did. And maybe I shouldn't say that if I didn't know, but I know for a fact all these other ones have. They have received tokens to talk about them, right? They're like receiving payment. Imagine if I came on here and I'm talking about TBB, and Jason gave me 0.5% of the supply or 1% of the supply, or like even to make it in money terms, let's say I was receiving $100,000. All I had to do was talk about it. He's going to give me $100,000 worth of tokens, and all I have to do is talk about it. He gives me the money, I talk about it, price goes up 2x, 10x, whatever, and then I sell, and then I stop talking about it. That's lame. That's very lame. If I was cursing right now, I would say that is lame stuff. Very lame stuff. And that kind of lame stuff happens all over the market. This guy, Jason, doesn't do stuff like that. He doesn't do stuff like that. Ansem. Ansem does not do stuff like that, right? These people are trustworthy figures. I don't know where the Ansem token is. It's because we're not in the top 100. They're trustworthy figures, okay? Trustworthy crypto personalities. And whenever you have somebody like that, and you have people investing in them, somebody who controls the majority of the supply, they're not going to rug pull on you. Ansem has his money. He's having fun with this growing, right? He's got control of the tokens, but he has his money. He's not going to rug pull on you, right? That would hurt his reputation. That would hurt his coin. And that's not the purpose. That's not why he brought this. I believe he genuinely brought this up for the best intentions. Same thing with Jason Williams. Again, I don't know the guy personally, but from what I've seen, from what I've gathered over the years of following him on X, first off, I know he's got money. I know he's got a lot of money. $4.5 million is a lot of money to anybody. No billionaire is just going to give a random person $4.5 billion. But for this guy, it's not, and I would even think, even if this was $1 billion market cap, this is not something that I would feel concerned with as far as a rug pull goes, because I think this man has integrity. He's an OG crypto bro. OG crypto bros literally have integrity built into their system, right? We are, and I'm saying we because I've been in this since 2015. I got integrated into that OG crypto bro. I got indoctrinated into that that philosophy where F the banks. We don't need institutions, they need us. Screw government controlled fiat currency and centralized banking. We the people should be in charge, and we can be in charge of finance. We can. This isn't how we do things, but we can make it that way, and we can take the power back. Banks are not only obsolete and inefficient, they're completely pointless. They're completely pointless money-sucking leeches. And anyways, you can't have a lack of integrity if you believe this kind of stuff. And I know this guy believes this kind of stuff. And again, he's got his own money. He's a wealthy individual. He could rug pull this if he wanted to right now, but he's not going to. And maybe I shouldn't say that. But again, he's put his name on this. He's put his reputation on this. And I'm pretty sure if he rug pulled, people could probably sue, right? You can't just do that and walk away scot free. You know, we've seen people do that, and they do get sued in this community. I feel like I'm going down a dark path. I'm not trying to go down a dark path. All I'm really trying to say is that you've got somebody like Ansem here who's a trustworthy crypto personality. That's what you've got. That's what you've got in Jason Williams. And I trust the guy. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to exit out of that, but whatever. I trust the guy. I trust that this thing could be worth $400 million, and this money is safe. He's not going to rug pull on anybody. I trust that this wallet here that holds 69% of the total supply is only being used to airdrop tokens. That's what he said he's doing. That's what he has done. He's airdropped, I don't even know, tens of thousands of dollars worth of tokens. If you've held those airdrops and you haven't sold them, they will continue to grow in value. I first got airdropped when we were at like 0.001. So my airdrop tokens are worth like almost 5 times what, you know what I mean? Just the airdrops, let alone what I invested in originally. And there are a lot of people who invested early with me. We built a solid community. The thing is, in my community, the community that I have here in C-Zar Gets Crypto, we are hodlers. We have vision. Some of us are Jeets. We get in and we get out. I get it. I haven't sold a drop. I could have traded this. I had a feeling that here, if we sold, that it would come down. I had a feeling because we just pumped up so much in such a short amount of time. But I'm not doing that because again, if we're at such a low market cap like this, it's PvP. I know that selling off is going to generate sellers. I know that there's people in my community who've probably even sold because of this, right? And because they're scared and because maybe you've made some money or maybe you bought the top, it's scary. It's not comfortable. I get it, man. Whenever I bought this coin, I was down over 50% because I bought originally here. I bought it like this level. We had to sit through some pain. And sometimes it's how it happens to call it growing pains, whatever you want to call it. But again, I'm not going to sell and try to play this game for two reasons. One, I'm not trying to siphon money off of my community. Just like Jason's not trying to siphon money off of his community, he's trying to give back to his community. I want to be like that. So I'm talking about a project that I believe in. It's a meme coin, of course it is, but we're at a time when these meme coins, this specific brand of meme coins, is hot and people are trying to find the quote unquote next Ansem token. But you look around the space, all these quote unquote next Ansem tokens, they're not working out for most people. They really aren't. And the reason why, again, is because of who's involved with the project. It's because the liquidity is not locked. It's because as soon as these guys get a taste of money, it gets to $1 million, $10 million, the creators sell, they sell out, and then you've got a bunch of bag holders, a bunch of pleb bag holders who are left wishing that they just bought Ansem instead. And the reason why Ansem worked out again is because you have a trustworthy figure who already has money. That's the key thing too, guys. You can have somebody that's trustworthy, completely trustworthy, then they come into a lot of money. It changes people, man. It does. It does change people. Jason's already been through the change, and I think he came out a golden boy. He's our golden bull. We love you, Jason Williams. I'm buttering the bread too much, but you get the point. You get the point. Now getting into the TA. Okay, I hope I've at least painted this in the right light, right? That's my sales pitch. I mean, go ahead and look at any of these crypto bull based meme coins that, because Ansem's the black bull. So there's all these spinoffs. The Bitcoin bull, there's not a single chart out there that looks like this one. There's not a single one. Whenever they see this, guys, whenever they've seen from a high to a low, a 92% drop. And by the way, that's not Jason that did that. That's not the owners that did that. That was the people, the snipers who got in early and then they dumped. And then the people who panic bought up here emotionally and then panic sold, right? That's what that is, right? Most coins that have seen a 92% drop in this kind of context with these type of memes, they don't do this afterwards. And the reason why is because, again, we have a very solid community. We have a community full of holders. There's people who bought down here that continued to buy on the way up, and they bought this. I've been going through scanning the wallets, all kinds of wallets, buying address, who's buying with size and stuff like that. And there are wallets who bought down here, who sold here. There are wallets who bought down here, who sold here, who sold here. There's wallets who bought up here, who sold down here. There's a lot of people who are taking losses up here. And man, imagine if you're somebody who was eager enough to buy the highs and now you're scared you're buying the lows. This starts to come up again, you're probably going to buy back in. The selling pressure, I would imagine a lot of the selling pressure that's happening right here will buy back in. The guy, man, I want to show you guys something before we really get into the TA. Let me show you something. I'm going to pick on you, buddy. I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick on you, man. Oh, you know who you are if you're watching these videos. Let's see. Where are you at? $17,000. To my knowledge, yeah, that's the largest transaction we've seen. $15,000. There's a $15,000 buy, by the way, that happened last night right here at these levels. There's a $15,000 buy order. This guy, he bought the boat, baby. That's the biggest buy order that we've seen. Now, there's bots and stuff. Someone could have bought more than, and there are people who have more than $15,000 of this coin, but in one single buy, $15,000, it's a lot of cheddar. Anyways, for this coin, it's a lot of cheddar for this coin. $17,000 here, selling order. That's a lot of cheddar for this coin. This guy, HNNX, whatever, his P&L is 8,000. He's made money. Okay, he's made money. Oh wow. Oh wow. No. Okay, that's right. He has 1 million. Okay. I was gonna say, has he sold again? Man, he lost some money. He did lose money, and I'll show you why. He made money overall, but I'm being confusing. I'm not trying to be. $17,000. He sold here. $17,000. It says that he has, if you look, oops, that's not what I meant to do. If you look at this, it says that he has 1 million out of 6.4 million. Before he sold, he had about 5.4 million tokens, 5.4, and that at this price got him $17,000. He sold the top all in one clip, sold the top, and then he literally bought this top here before it dropped. He literally bought back. We find him again on the buy. Look at this, right? $7,000. He bought back $7,000 right here at a price of 0.006. 0.006. He literally bought the top. He was actually the guy that whenever we were consolidating here sent the price up a little bit because of that low liquidity area. He bought the top, and now he's in the red. All I'm trying to say is that he had 5.5 million tokens here, and that was worth 17K. Now he has 1 million tokens. Right, he has 1 million tokens. He would have had probably over 20K at these prices if he just held. It's not worth it. And I got all sidetracked because this is what I was trying to talk about. It's not worth it, in my opinion, to try to siphon off money from the community, to try to time the highs, sell the highs, and then buy the lows. Because first off, it hurts the price, it hurts the community, it hurts what you're trying to do. The best way for this thing to grow is for people to buy and hold. That's why Ansem pumped, because you had a bunch of believers in Ansem in the project that held it. And that's whenever you have that kind of mentality, you get parabolic structure. And parabolic structure is powerful, you guys. It's very powerful, as you're going to come to see, as you've probably already seen if you bought in where I bought in. And even whenever it went lower, I was still telling people to buy in. I was telling people on my Discord. I've been talking about this to my community since the very lows, since the all-time lows. Maybe not the all-time lows, but these lows. Anyways, the second reason, which is also a valid reason to not want to play this game of trading, selling the top, buying the low, unless you've got like $100. If you're just having fun, okay. But if you've got sizable money, like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in this thing, at some point, people will have hundreds of thousands of dollars in this thing, millions of dollars. You don't want to play that trading game because of two reasons, right? First, you hurt the community. Second, whenever you sell here, let's say it's worth $100,000, you sell. If you single clip that, or you try to sell it really fast, you're really only going to get like $80,000 worth because again of the low liquidity. You're not going to be able to get, if it says $100,000, you're not going to get that full $100,000. Then if you try to buy back in, you have $80,000, right? Because you sold your 100 grand worth, but because of the low liquidity and because you sold it so fast, you only got 80 grand out of it. Now you're thinking, I'm going to buy back. You're going to buy back 80 grand worth and you're going to pump the price up. By the time it's back up to where you were, you might have maybe the same amount of coins that you did at a slightly lower price, and maybe you can buy a little bit more, but you know what I mean? It's not worth it to trade. It's not worth it to trade, especially whenever you have a much more beneficial endeavor if you just hold. It's less stressful, it's less headache, and it's much more powerful, man. These kind of parabolic moves in a meme coin community, you need structure. You need powerful structure. We've got it here, man. It builds faith, it builds confidence, and most importantly, it builds excitement. It builds FOMO, it builds that emotional buying level, which is what sends prices through the roof, like what happened with Ansem. Now to the TA, man. I've talked so much. Let's get into the TA. This part is what excited me for the video. What we're going to go over now. This is literally what excited me for the video. Is that you see it here, right? You can see it. Can you see it? I can see it, man. I can see it clear as day. Do you guys see it? That's a bull flag and a half. It's a bull flag and a half. There's other exciting things we're going to go over. Okay, there's other exciting things we're going to go over. But man, that looks beautiful. Let's run this bull flag idea, okay? Bull flag, you take the low of the flag. Sorry, that's not the low. You take the low of the flag to the high of the flag, right? That's the flag pole. And then, here's your flag right here, right? Bull flag. Then, you take your flagpole, you put it at the base of the flag. Some people put it at the top of the flag at the breakout, and that gives you a higher target. That's a nice thing. Maybe we go to 3.6 cents. Maybe that's a $36 million market cap. Maybe we do that. I like to take it from the bottom. It's more conservative. I think that the conservative approach, because I would rather be surprised pleasantly than expecting something and then it stops at a lower price. You know what I mean? So taking the conservative approach in any type of measure move is not going to hurt you. Some people, it's like you're trying to get it right on there because you want to be exact. Put it lower, like whatever. Make it be a $16 million market cap. You're only going to be pleasantly surprised. It's not a bad thing to make it lower, but like here, this is a little bit lower than that low, and that's okay. That measure move takes us right to $20 million, a 2 cent price. Okay, we have this parabolic structure. We've seen a massive sell-off, and there's a lot of volume. Oh man, this is another really exciting thing when we talk about this volume here, you guys. Just you wait. A lot of volume has come in at this area, guys. Volume is building overall, and we've seen some of the largest volume happen literally in this. Just you wait, just you wait. A lot of buying. There's a lot of buying going on, you guys. A lot of selling. Every buy, you're buying from somebody who's selling, right? More or less. When you're doing swaps, not necessarily. It's not necessarily like that, but it can be. It can be more or less because there's people who sell on the way up. There's people who buy on the way down, right? But at the end of the day, this measure move is likely going to take us up a tremendous amount, right? From here, from the current price, that is a 4x move. And that's exciting. But get this, guys. I mean, we basically, from this low over here, we basically, in a straight line, we did a 13x move. From the 5th of July to the 8th of July. We did a 13x in 3 days. In 1 day, we do a 4x move. It doesn't have to stop there. Maybe we do exactly like this. We pump up, we get our move, we consolidate a little bit more, and then we pump more. And then we consolidate a little bit more, and then we pump more. On the way up, we might stop, pump, stop here, consolidate, pump more. It doesn't have to stop at 2 cents. And ultimately, I believe TBB will be worth $100 million in market cap or more. I believe Ansem will be worth over $1 billion in market cap, and the reason for that is network effect, right? The amount of holders, the amount of population of the crypto space that it's captivating. Same thing here, right? Ansem has 1.1 million followers. Jason's got 283,000. If we compare the network effect, if we apply that to the market cap potential, if Ansem's getting to a $400 million market cap, then a quarter of that, 440 million, a quarter of that would be over $100 million. Just because he has a quarter of the followers doesn't necessarily translate to a quarter of the market cap. Maybe we see a larger market cap. Maybe there's a larger market cap that comes from this coin than that. Maybe it's lesser. You know, if we double it, if it's half, $200 million market cap. If we cut it in half, $50 million market cap. Either way, from here, that's more than a 10x. That's potentially more than a 50x. We got a lot of potential. And if Ansem can see a multi-billion-dollar market cap, that only helps the cause. If it sees $1 billion market cap or more, that only helps the cause, the belief, the reasoning behind seeing a multi-hundred million dollar market cap. Does that make sense? Like we genuinely have something special here, and it's special for a plethora of reasons. I think primarily this couldn't be done without the token holder, Jason A.I. Williams, holding 70% of the supply, controlling the supply, and doing the airdrops that he's doing and being a trustworthy figure. I don't think it could be done without him. Second, and it's a very close second, the type of people that got in early, right? You had risk takers. You had people who believed. You had people who put a little bit of money in just for fun, like me, right? Just a little bit of money in for fun. You've got other investments. You got other stuff. I'm not worried about this. I've put my name on this. I'm not in the same boat as Jason at all, but I'm not just going to dump on my community. My community is involved with this. And as we climb the ranks, more and more people of my community and people who are becoming part of my community and of this community overall, the TVB community, are buying in. I've gotten attached. I have morals myself. I have integrity. I will tell you guys when I plan on selling, whenever I start offloading, and whenever I do it, I'm not just going to sell all at once. I'm not planning on selling here. I'll tell you when I'm going to sell. It's going to be at 100x or more. And, I'm going to hold. I'm not just going to full clip it all at once. I'm not going to sell large tranches systematically out because I don't want to hurt the price. I don't want to hurt the community. I want to pass the baton on to the next guys. And then also, I don't want to miss out on gains. this thing's going to go to $100 million. I will 100x my money before $100 million. I will. So I'm going to start layering out just on principle alone. But I believe it's going to go well past $100 million in market cap, right? Like this, just got to trust the process, right? I'll take some money out on principle. I'll take out my initial investment, whatever. But I'm going to leave a lot of it to ride. And I will let you guys know when I'm selling and maybe even how much I'm selling, like you'll be able to see it. I'm going back and forth on making my wallet public. I've never done that. I've never ever made my wallets public to anybody. I don't like the idea of that. I know it's a big thing in the crypto space to just flash your wallets. I don't like that. It's just personally not my style. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know. You just need to know if I'm buying or selling something. That's you don't even need to know that, but I allow you that privilege, right? Anyways, getting away from my own stuff. I'm not selling here. No way. No way. And whenever I do sell again, I'm not even going to sell a majority of what I'm holding. I'm going to slowly layer out because for one, this thing will continue to grow past whenever I get to 100x. And it'll also, I don't want to hurt the project, right? Anybody who buys down here, they could just full clip sell, but then you're hurting the project. Again, guys, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Be aware, there will be people who full clip it. There will be people like this guy who we love to make fun of, who full clip the sell order and it bit him in the ass. It will bite you in the ass if you do it here, that's for sure. There will be people who do it. I encourage you not to. Because for one, it bit this guy in the ass. It didn't work out. The price came back. If he waited, if he sold like 5% here, waited, sold 5% up here again, waited, sold 5%, just kept selling 5%. You guys, he walked away with 17K, full clipping it. He could have walked away with over $20,000 if he just waited, if he just slowly unloaded over time. And it's not that there's two benefits for that, okay? One, it gets you more money in your pocket. Two, it hurts the community a lot less. It hurts the price action a lot less. And you don't want... we're in this together. It is a little PvP, right? In this meme coin arena, it is. But at this point, we're at less than a $5 million market cap. We're all in this together. We're riding this thing to $100 million, baby. If you're in it. If you want to ride it to a $10 million market cap and get out, you want to double your money, get out, whatever. That's up to you. But you've got something special here. You really do. Jason, I think on his space yesterday, he said it was like something like less than 0.2% of total meme coins. It might be like less than 0.1% of total meme coins that are created on PumpSwap or like through Dex Screener. They less than 0.2% of them see a $4 million market cap and retain it. I mean, this thing is, look at the chart, man. It's not this like just pumped all the way up here and now it's dumping down, or it pumped all the way up here and now it's retaining $4 million. No, we're working for it, man. The community's building. People are excited about this. We've got a lot of dedicated holders. I'm talking so much about the community. I'm leaving out the TA. And again, the TA is something I'm really excited about as well. This video has gone on way longer than I meant for it to. But I'm making it long unintentionally, but still, there's a lot to talk about. There's a reason for it. The volume is really exciting, guys. The amount of volume here, 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 and the amount of volume here. What do you notice about this? First and foremost, yeah, we continued to drop. We did. But if you go on the 1 minute time frame, you look at this, there was a lot of buying that happened here. This big red wick of a volume candle, there was a lot of buying that happened there. You go on the 1 minute time frame, there's a lot of buying that happened there. And then afterwards, that next candle, there was more volume in this period buying than there was selling. We come down, we're selling off, panic selling. There's more volume here buying than there is selling. There's a ton of volume coming in at the lows. At the lows. Up here at the highs, that's a lot of volume relative to what we've done in the past. Let me show you. Right at the highs here, that's a lot of volume relative to this stuff in the past. But for what we're doing now, it's not as much volume. You look at these lows, the levels of volume that are coming in at the lows, and guys, double bottom, fake out, higher lows. We're kind of getting a flat top with higher lows. We are in a bull flag. We are in this consolidation phase. The smart money is literally buying the lows. We're having the largest buy orders that we've seen come in all at this level. And the reason for that is that this thing is now on the map. It entered the top 100 in Dex Screener. It was there yesterday. It was there the day before. It goes in and out, right? It's less so there now, but because Jason boosted it, thank you, Jason, by the way, for boosting that 30x boost. That's awesome. I'm going to give it a 100x boost. We're going to get that 100x boost, baby, once we hit 10 million, and I'll explain that in a second. Because some people are upset that I haven't boosted it yet, but just wait, okay? You're going to be less upset when you hear my explanation. If you haven't heard it already, you're going to be less upset. I promise you. Just wait, okay? I'm not a cheat. I'm not a cheat. I have integrity myself. If you've been following my channel, I might not make correct calls every single time. I might have gotten some coins wrong, right? We held Onyx coin all the way through. We round tripped Onyx coin, right? I mean, we got in earlier. If you bought when I bought and you've been staking as long as I've been staking, you're up more than 100%, right? You're probably up even over 200%. And whenever I bought, it also went lower. So if you bought afterwards, but I'm not trying to talk about Onyx coin. Yeah, we were wrong about Onyx coin for a long time. We'll be right about it in time, whatever. I've been wrong about several projects. What content creator hasn't been wrong about projects, hasn't been excited about something and then it went against them, right? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I haven't sold my Onyx coins. I haven't sold in the community. I don't lie to people. And I do not use you guys for liquidity. I want you to make money. Whenever I started making this channel, this was my mantra. I used to say this all the time. I don't want your money. I want to help you take your money and let it grow. That's what I want. That's who I am. That's how it is. When I meet people in the real world, whenever I talk to my friends, my family in the real world, and they tell me, bro, handle my money. I'll give you 10%. I'll give you 50%. Literally, people will say, I'll give you 50% of whatever you make trading or investing. Just take my money and let it grow. Let's get wealthy together. I tell them, screw that noise. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. I will even help you put money in. I'll hold your hand and do this for you right now. We can put money in together, but it's going to be on your account. It's going to be on your wallet. And then I'll even tell you whenever I think it's a good time to sell. But whenever you make that money, you've made that money. I don't want any money. I don't want a commission. I don't want any of that. It's your money. I want to see you make it grow. That's how I am. That's the person I am. That's how I always will be. Okay? I know that is a rare thing in this space. And that's half the reason why I made a YouTube channel. Is because I see all these money siphoning from their community people. And again, I don't think they're necessarily bad people. It's just something that's become a standard in the space. It's become an acceptable standard. And people like CryptoLark. I love CryptoLark, but he's guilty of this. I loved BitBoy. I love Ben Armstrong. He's freaking guilty of this. Crypto Rand. I don't really love the guy, but I think he's entertaining and he's smart, but he's guilty of this. Altcoin Daily. All these people, man. All these large accounts. Crypto Zombie. They're all guilty of this. Not CryptoFace, not Eric Crown, not Ben Cohen. I even don't really like Steve. I kind of think he's a hustler, but even Steve, he doesn't take paid promotions, which is Crypto Crew University. Yeah. I mean, those other than those guys. Oh, and then Crypto Rob and Crypto Archie too. I don't believe they've taken paid promotions for coins either. Shout out to you guys as well. Ruel Black. And Shook Focus, I believe they're in that same boat as well. Shout out to Ethan Gallstead too with Ethan Invests. But again, there's a small portion that are like that. Most people are not like that. Shout out to Maximus Crypto too. I don't know if they've done paid partnerships, but even if they have, I'm pretty sure they're transparent. And I don't know. I like all those guys. I like all those guys. I've got nothing but good things to say about those guys. Even the ones who take paid promotions. But again, I'm getting off topic here. I'm getting way off topic. I'm just trying to explain who I am and the kind of people that I attract in this community and the kind of people that are investing in this, guys. We're all in this together. $4.6 million market cap right now. I can promise you that we come up here and people start hitting that 100x, I can promise you there's going to be people taking profits. But if they're from my community, they're not going to full clip it. They're going to do it responsibly. They're going to do it the right way. I would hope, at least. And then even if we get some intense selling, we'll still continue to pump. Ansem has seen 40% dips, 60% dips, and 80% dips, and still came to the top area that it's at now. You just have to let the process do its thing, guys. You just have to trust the process, let it do its thing. And I got distracted because what I was trying to say here is that here, you've had your eyes, people have had their eyes on this. It entered the top 100 a couple times, okay? It entered the top 100 a couple of times on Dex Screener. People have their eyes on it. They don't want to buy the highs, so they're waiting for a pullback. You're not going to get a pullback much lower. It's not going to go much lower. But you're getting a pullback now at an area that we consolidated before, and you're consolidating there now. We've been consolidating here for a while, really. On top of that, you have very bullish structure overall. You have a very bullish pattern, the bull flag, and then you have a community of solid people. And that's where I got sidetracked. I was trying to explain, I'm like why I believe our community is solid, okay? We move up, we hit this $10 million market cap level. There's going to be people who sell at that level because they bought at lower prices. They probably told themselves psychologically that that's the price they're going to sell. In anticipation of this is where I'm talking about my boost, my theory here, okay? Imagine, let's say, because I was saying I was going to boost the price here. We just had to move up a little bit more and I would boost the price, okay? A little bit more from 7.8 million going to 10 million. That was just a little bit more. I thought we were going to run right there. The reason why I didn't boost it is because I just imagine if I did, okay? This is what I foresaw. Again, I told you already in this video that I had a suspicion we'd probably pull back. If I boosted here, I would have done a 100x boost in a time when we consolidated, where this thing just wasn't exciting at all. Okay, some people who are just degens who are looking at the top 100 for the next coin to invest in, okay, some of them would have bought it. But money is scared in this game. They don't like to buy things that just dropped 60% or 30% or whatever. They like to buy things on the way up. I want to captivate those people. I want to get the emotional buyers. I want to get that FOMO rally, baby. That's what I want, because that is what's going to really put this thing on the map. That's what's really going to put it on the map. I mean, it's already being put on the map. Some people are spotting it, right? We've got some first mates on their ship saying, "Land ho, Captain," and they're seeing it right now. But if I did boost it here, or if I boosted it at all, I would have boosted it during consolidation. And shout out to Jason for doing it. It still puts it on the map for some people, but he didn't. He did one of the smaller boosts. It's awesome. It's awesome that he did it, right? I'm not trying to downplay it at all. I'm just saying I think it will be more beneficial to boost when we're pumping. Imagine from here we go to a $10 million market cap. First off, as we're climbing up to $10 million, we're going to climb the ranks on Dex Screener, okay? We're going to gain more wallet holders. We're going to gain attention anytime there's growth. We're gaining more wallet holders every single damn day, even more so when we're pumping, okay? Through this pump, we literally saw a 2x in our wallet holders, okay? We've seen more than, I think, 20% growth in wallet holders over like the last 24 hours. Anyways, $10 million people are going to sell on principle. 1 cent people are going to sell on principle. Rounded number theory. We boost there. Anybody who's selling is going to be replaced by the people who are looking at this coin pumping and it's in the top 100 on Dex Screener, who start to look into the project, start to look into who's holding it, and they're like, oh my god, this is legitimate. They look at the chart, oh my god, this thing's legitimate. It could go there. This could actually be the next Ansem. And then that money sends the price even higher, and that causes a craze, and we hit that mark, that measure move on this bull flag up to $2 million, 2 cents, and maybe through that. I would imagine this all happens together, but if that boost gets us here and then we consolidate afterwards, we're still on the map, we're still captivating the markets, and that will only help us push higher. Maybe, just maybe, we get some type of FOMO buy pressure and we really just send this thing to $100 million. And it won't be because of that boost, but the boost will help. I want the boost to help. I don't think it would have helped if I boosted at the top here. And that's why I was waiting. So I'm waiting for that $10 million level. The fact that we're consolidating here just below that $10 million level tells me I very much believe that we're not going to stop here. We're going to boost through it. And the boost is going to help the boost. That's the idea, okay? So don't get mad at me for not boosting it. I have a plan. I'm strategic, okay? I might have integrity, but I'm also strategic, okay? I want what's best for this coin, for this community, and for myself. And I don't think it was in the best interest to have boosted it at the top. But I've done all my talking. I've done all the TA. Man, this video went on way longer than it should have. I'm supposed to make like 5 videos a day, damn it. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We've got such a long way to go. I hope this message falls on the right ears, and I hope you behave accordingly and you make the right decision. No, this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not put money that matters into this coin, right? I didn't. I don't think most of the people who are buying this at these low points did. Maybe they've put more money in now. you should not have a significant part of your portfolio in this coin, right? You really shouldn't. If you took a small bit and it becomes a significant bit, that's great, that's fun. But if you have the potential to turn a little bit of money into a lot of money, that's what you should do. You shouldn't take the greedy idea is to take a lot of money and turn it into so much money. That doesn't work out well. The people who did that probably bought the top, they cut their money in half, and they probably panic sold. Because whenever you take a lot of money, you become a lot more emotional. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. If you're the guy that bought $15,000 worth, the largest buy order we've seen on this, and it happened throughout here, if you're the guy that did that, I hope you have over $100,000 to your name. I hope $15,000 is not your whole portfolio. If it is, good luck. It's probably going to work out for you. It's probably going to work out for you, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Okay, and if it does work out for you, if you're putting in a ton of money and it does work out for you, you might do that again. And well, I mean, if you do it here, it'll work out for you. But you might do it again on something that's more risky, on something that's not this or not as special. We really have something special here. I'm talking so much. I'm done. I wouldn't be surprised, guys. It's Thursday now. It's the 9th now. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 48 hours, this thing has done a 4x or more. I mean, and when I say or more, like things can get bananas. We're gonna, we've got our apples. Jason's got the 7 apples. We've got the other 3 apples. These apples are about to turn bananas, guys. Bananas. Hit that like button. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.